Well, hi there. This is Kathy Crow here at the Crow Cottage in Springfield, Missouri. Thank you for joining me, and I hope you have a great time doing some card crafting today. Should be fun. It is a beautiful day outside. It's sort of like cloudy-ish. I planted a new tree this morning, so I'm glad about that. And it's supposed to rain, so that'll be sweet too. Now today there's a whole lot of things happening at Stampin' Up! That you probably already know about, so I'll talk about that as we go. But today I actually made a list of the things we will do today, okay? Because I'm going to do that Latte Love. I love this card set. Card set, yeah. The stamps and dies, they're really cool. You're going to like this set. And it's still available. I'm so glad. It's an online exclusive. I don't think it's in the new catalog. I've got it in here. I was going to peek, but I think it's just online. So if you go in and type in Latte Love, I do have the number on my board as I'm doing it. You'll see it. And if you buy the set through me, then I will very much appreciate it, and you will get a free gift for that. I used to tell you exactly what you would get, but I don't anymore because it sort of depends on the amount of the order. If you are doing a pretty good sized order, I want to give you plenty of freebies for that. So I will just leave that to you. But today I am going to do techniques. We're going to be doing techniques of various kinds on this set. I'm going to hope to get all 4 cards done, or are there 3? I think maybe there's 3. They're the ones in the newsletter that I did not give you tutorials for. Mostly because I used a lot of my retired stamps. I want to show you how you should be using that stuff. Don't just buy it and put it on the shelf and then never get it out again. I use my old things all the time. I'm also going to be showing you how to make some backgrounds if you don't happen to like the paper. Now, the paper that came with this set is actually really nice. I didn't buy it initially because I knew that I would want to make different colored cards because it's very masculine. A lot of browns and all of that. It's nice, but I'm trying to find what I'm looking for is my new in colors. So I actually have the DSP for the new in colors handy. If you are interested in it, they're very pretty. But I'm not using it today because I want to show you how to make, in case sometimes these little 6x6 DSPs for the new in colors, I don't always like the pattern. This year I happen to really like the pattern and the colors, so I bought a pack, but I don't always because, yeah, if I don't, I just make my own. So I want to show you how to make your own patterns, your own background patterns, so that your colors look like you and not necessarily what is just the fashion at the moment, because Stampin' Up! puts a lot of money and research into what is the fashionable colors. So they are matching things. They do really well, but I don't always like that color. The coffee pots, you want them to look like glass, so I'm going to show you how to do that. And then we are going to be doing a lot of texture talk as we're doing the cards and how to, I want to show you how splurge where it counts. You don't want to be spending a ton of, I see our hair is all messed up like it always is. I have to take my glasses on and off a lot while I'm crafting. It's like on, off, on, off. And so they're always on the top of my head before I start this. And then I jerk them off, because I don't want to necessarily show that. And so then my hair gets all messed up. Anyway, enough of me. Really quick, before I put the camera down, I guess I'd better find me online and make sure I'm actually going. My internet's been acting up a little bit, and I think it's my computer. I don't think it's my internet. I thought it was the internet. Now I'm thinking it's not the internet. It's my computer. So I'm going to go ahead and move my laptop over where I can see it. Excuse my bum. And or whatever you were seeing there. I'm not really sure what you were seeing. And it wasn't anything too bad, I hope. And we're going to put the camera down. It looks like my camera, it just doesn't want to, it wants to not stay down. It's like spinning weirdly. So anyway, I moved my board. I'm hoping to get everything in the frame, but it does not want to cooperate. All right, so I'm going to adjust as we go here because I want to see more of that and get it in there a bit better. Let's see if I can do that. I need to move my stack. I've got like a giant stack of things today that we're using because Oh, my camera. Look at you. You're like so totally not doing what I want you to do. Why are you doing that? Oh my goodness. It like spun totally around. I am so sorry that I didn't realize it was doing that. That is so weird. All right, so we are there, we are there, we are there. I think we're almost in there. Exactly right. Up a bit more. Over as much as I can get it. The thing is it doesn't want to come over. It wants to go, it doesn't want to stay flat looking when I'm over here. It wants to spin a lot. All right, so I'm hoping that that's better, and we'll see here in just a minute if it is, and then I'll just adjust it down maybe. Like so. Aha! Now if my camera doesn't move, I think we're good. All right, so what I want to do today, here's Latte Love. Oh, it's not really staying down. Let me curl it. Why are you not doing that little sticky note? There's the number. Hopefully you can see that. And oh, my nails, I needed to get them done and I didn't. Oh well, you'll forgive me, I'm sure, for that. And then let me show you the cards we're doing. Okay, so I'm going to show you how to do the background on this one, I think, first. This one's pretty, all of them are very easy. The cards are the ones that I have in my newsletter. If you haven't signed up for my newsletter, go ahead and do it. And I send out a tutorial every month, or every week. Sometimes you get a few, sometimes you get one or two, and I kind of had to narrow it down just because it was taking me so many hours to do that, and I just wasn't seeing that was valuable necessarily. And also, if you are getting my newsletter, if you are not ever clicking on anything, I do apologize, but if you find that you are dropped, you're not getting it anymore, it's because you're not active, and I don't make any money on this, you know. I think very few of us demonstrators do. We do it for fun. We do it because we would like to get other people involved in it, because it spreads joy and love all around. Plus, it helps me be able to have my little stamps that I can pay. I don't have to pay for it. My business is paying for it, and I really appreciate that. One of the cards that I showed you, I think these are the ones I had in there. Did I do ones that had the Spanish sentiment? This is last year's Spanish set, and I really like them. We do have family that we send these to, or I give them to my daughter, and then she sends them to her extended family. I would love to be able to be fluent in Spanish. Of course, I'm not. I had to really even struggle. I'm serious for a very wonderful family member while I was visiting my daughter in California to remember what the thank you word is gracias, and I couldn't even come up with that at the, right at the moment. I'm like so not fluid in it. But anyway, I can read it. But anyway, there is a new Spanish set. You probably didn't know that. I didn't know it either. And I have been in and out of that catalog numerous times. Our new one is out, but I did not know it. And that is on my next order list. So for this card, what we're going to do, let me get my base card. This is your standard 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. Okay, so that's folded and ready to go. This is our little Calypso Coral, which is also 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. Oh, I guess my card that I folded is actually 8 1/2 by 5 1/2, and then scored at 4 1/4 and folded. My blade's kind of getting a little old, and I haven't replaced it yet. We've been busy. We've been busy. We've been visiting our new little grandbaby. I'm so excited to say she came early, and we are really enjoying being with our family down in California. I wish we could see them more often. It was actually really nice and cooler there than it was here. In fact, I think it might be today too, because it is so nice here. I was glad to get back to our weather, even though you can't beat California weather. Well, sometimes you can. So 4 1/4 by 5 1/2, that's Calypso Coral. And then on this one, I think I used Blushing Bride, but I actually didn't like it as well. I usually put Flirty Flamingo with Calypso Coral if I want a pink with it. Why did I not cut it the right size? This doesn't look it doesn't look the right size. What's the deal? I thought I'd cut it. Let me get my board out so we can cut it like right now. I don't understand why I didn't do that, but I didn't. So we are going to want a piece of Flirty Flamingo. It's actually a little smaller than I normally would do. I would do 4 by 5 1/4, but I'm looking here and this looks like 4, but a little shorter than the 5 1/4. So I've got a little bent up piece on this side. So we're gonna start at 4, and then let's look at 5 1/4 and see if that's really what I end up wanting for my edge, because I really wanted to see more Calypso coral. So we're going to just shorten it up a tiny bit. I'm going to leave those the width a little bit as is, but I think we'll just take off. That's probably about 1/8 of an inch or maybe a little bit more. And then that's going to give me just a little bit more Calypso coral on that side. You know, I think I'm going to take off that 1/8 here too. So we ended up doing about 3 7/8 by 5 1/8 for your Flirty Flamingo. Okay. And I am not having any ribbon. This is a very simple card to do. All of these are. So they can come together quite quickly. So we're going to get off the little, you see all of my little frayed edges. That's all I'm doing because my blade is a bit dull. I've got little stragglers like fur, and I don't want it to look furry. And so we'll just glue that on here. And then we are going to make our background card, our background paper, so that if you do not want, sometimes the patterns for our background paper are patterns that they're either too similar to one that I've done like so many times and I just don't want that one again, and they're like those circles. I'm not thrilled with the circles. I don't know why I'm not, but I'm just not. Sometimes I'm not thrilled with the lines either. I think I generally like nature type backgrounds more, or like the shabby chic kind of grunge thing more, which is why I got out these stamps. So I am bringing really, really old school back. This is You've Got This. This was a 2 stamp set, and one was a big flower and this big background stamp. It's a big one. Now we have a bunch of background ones that are slightly smaller that will work to substitute this, but that's one I'm using. On this card, I'm using the heart border, and this is old, like, I don't know, 4 or 5 years old, borders to backgrounds. I love these. I've used all of these a lot. They're photopolymer, so we're going to use the heart on that. On one of the cards, I'm also going to use the square from our watercolor shapes. That one wasn't that long ago, and so was Circle Celebration, not that long ago. I'm going to use that little tiny little grid pattern in that little flower. I just love bringing stuff out. And isn't this like the perfect coffee splotch? I saw that in the DSP they had a coffee splotch background paper, and I thought, I think I have that and I can make it myself. So we are using just that coffee splotch. And then I got this one out because I can, and I wasn't sure if I'd used it. I don't think I did, but just in case I did, I got it out. But I like the sentiment on this pattern play. Fill the day with all your guilty pleasures. For those of us who are trying to not drink too much coffee, I was thinking maybe that one will work for one of our sentiments today. So the actual stamp set you can buy today at Stampin' Up! Is Latte Love. And the heart is really so cute that I never use this one. I like this one a lot, but I like this one better. So anyway, so we now have the background for this paper. Let's go ahead and just stick it right on the card, and then we will get busy with the white part of the background. Man, there have been so many things happening in Stampin' Up! There's a new join offer, which is fabulous. So if you haven't joined a demonstrator yet, consider joining us. You just give it a try for 3 months. If you don't like it, you don't have to buy anything more. If you don't want to stay, you don't have to. But I sure hope you do. I love keeping you guys on my team. One of the things you will get if you're on our team is, right now Stampin' Up's offer is for your $99, you get, I don't know, is it $125 worth of things? But you get all the in colors. You get the markers, you get the ink pads, you get the blending. Do you get the blending pens? You might not get the blending pens. You get paper, you get all kinds of stuff. And if you are on our team, I like to make you guys your own little spiral bound catalog. And then this plastic I'm using to cover up your catalog. What is this? I'm borrowing someone's catalog because mine is, where is mine? This one isn't mine because mine has my name on the back. I better save this one. That is somebody else's, and I'm not really sure who it belongs to. I don't want to get it out. But I just used, here's an old sheet that I, to bind my catalog. This one's mine. I used it to cut out the coffee pot. Okay, so if you buy the window film in the Stampin' Up store, that's fine. I've used it. It's the same as this. This might be a little thicker because it's just, the plastic film that I put on the front and back of your catalog. But this was one that I'd flubbed. I'd gotten it too close to the edge here when I was binding it. So it was a sheet that I was going to just have to throw away anyhow. So I put it with all of my window film, and this is what I used today to cut out our coffee pots. So if you want a glass coffee pot, use your window film, and then I will show you how you're doing that later. All right, so this piece we will maybe use. I thought I had all of my pieces. Where is... Well, maybe it's in here. There it is. So we've got our Calypso Coral I cut out from the Stylish Shapes dies. Those are still available, although I thought I saw that these were retiring, so I hope they aren't, because it's got like the squares and the circles and these flags. I use this one all the time. So I cut the not the largest, but the next size down circle from Stylish Shapes dies, and that's going to go on here. But let's stamp the paper first. So I took white cardstock, and for this one, I cut it at 4 by 5.5. And as you can see now, it's too big, right? I'm going to go ahead and stamp on it, though, and then we'll trim it after, because I like to... if I flub up while I'm stamping, hopefully I won't, but if I do, then I'm going to have a little bit of an error, what do you call it? Where's my stampings? I thought I got everything out. Where's Calypso Coral? Where are you? I see you. There you are. All right, I got a little bit of a margin is what I'm trying to come up with. My words don't come smoothly like they used to. What's the deal? All right, so we need the hearts, and that was from Borders to Backgrounds. So you can see this heart one is the one I probably use the most, but I actually have used all of these. They're pretty nice. You can't go wrong with our photopolymer stamps. They're really good. You're gonna like them. Now, if you're gonna buy anything like that, though, you do need one of these big long blocks. So you can use the other ones, the other big one, but you're gonna want the big long. Now, I think before I shove that on there, I'm going to use my grid pattern. Now, you can buy paper that is this grid pattern, because this is our old, this is the glass mat that they had with their join offer last winter. And I'm going to line up my little hearts just to make sure that they're in a reasonable line here. And then my block, I'll make sure it's centered. This is just going to help me get this centered on this paper better, because that's one of the reasons I don't usually do directional stamps too much, it's harder to get them. I could use my old Stamparatus, but you don't need to. So just ink up your block. Now, if you've got little, like I just did, I've got a little smudge on there. If you get a little smudge, do wipe it off. I don't, and then I'm always regret that I don't. Okay, so we'll put this here. We'll put this over here on the side somewhere. And maybe we'll move this down here. Okay, now we're set. Because I want to do lines, and I want to do the stamped off version. Now, this is one of the techniques I'm showing you. You know it. Everybody, this is an old one, but it's a good one. So I'm going to do the solid and the stamped off version. Now, you can see I'm going to have to double it up because this isn't exactly quite as long as my cardstock isn't. So we're going to go ahead and go up here. I don't have to go off because remember I'm trimming this anyway. So we're going to go here. Okay. And then we're going to do another one right over just a little bit because I don't want it to be perfectly matchy-matchy. Okay, like that. And then we're going to do it again. I can see I already got it crooked a little bit, so let's try to straighten it out a bit, but you have to be careful. You don't want to get it too straight. Oops. I'm going to have to do that one again. This skinny, sometimes when they're skinny, you don't want to rock it, but you do have to rock it just a tiny bit to make sure. Let me straighten that out to make sure that it's pushed on there good. Okay, so I'm getting my two colors by using that stamped off stamping method. This is the stamp off stamping method, and you can stamp off several times, but I'm getting the color distinction that I want with this. Like that, rock it just a tiny bit. And again, normally you do not want to be rocking your stamps, but you know, sometimes you have to do these things. Now I'm going to end up trimming one side, and I suspect it's going to be both sides a little, because I can see how I got it just a little more crooked there. Now I'm going to clean this off and do these ends, because I need to finish off the sides. I am going to trim it some, but I don't think I'm trimming it that much. So let me clean off my stamp. Okay, I've kind of got things over here on the side. Usually I don't bring it over like that. Let me move this over here because it'll drip. My stuff will actually drip right on there. I've done that before. Like an idiot. All right, so now I'm gonna just do this because I only need a couple of these hearts. Like right there and there. We'll do it again. There and there. Okay, and there and there. And one more. I kind of flubbed there. All right. Isn't that nice? I like it. Now, I think I used Flirty Flamingo with this one. But, so I could have done that with this, but I think I'm going to like this Calypso Coral version. Maybe not as well, but pretty close to it. And I actually need to keep my Calypso Coral out because we're going to do some other things now. So I'm going to trim this before putting it on, but for now we're going to just leave it. Now what I need to do is I'm going to stamp the cup. The cup is just Calypso Coral, and I used copper clay for the brown. But I still have a ton of cinnamon cider. So forgive me for bringing out my cinnamon cider. I'm trying to use it up. So all of my browns that I'm using today are cinnamon cider. Although in the actual cards in my my newsletter, those are all copper clay, the ink and the cardstock, and I kind of like cinnamon cider. It's a lighter brown, but copper clay, I've got a coffee that I really like that is kind of a darker roast like that. Copper clay is. It's really yummy. So, all right. Now what do we do? Oh, I need an extra piece of Calypso coral. Let me go grab one because I think I don't have it. Let me grab a piece, just a little scrap of Calypso coral that I'm going to stamp the cup on from our Latte Love. So we want someone said it's the aerial view. Yes, it is. It's the aerial view. Now you can see the reason I'm getting so many cards done is I have got some things already done and ready for us to go. This one's kind of from scratch, but as we go, it'll go along a little bit faster. Anyway, I have my new red bud tree planted. I wanted that one. Also Calypso coral. We're going to stamp that there. And sometimes with these darker inks, I do wipe this first. It kind of keeps my little Simply Chamois from getting too dirty if I'm doing a ton of cards. Because obviously I don't want to take the time while we're doing this to run to the kitchen to rinse out my, there you go, to clean that out. So I've got Rising Sun. I replaced our flamethrower red bud with Rising Sun. And it's beautiful. It's supposed to rain today. It's going to be cloudy. It's been out of its box for at least 2 days, maybe 2.5, which we got it from, I don't know, it was from, is it Wilson Brothers? Anyway, it's a mail order place that I really like. They give nice plants to you really quickly, and they're in great shape, and we've had really good luck with everything. Now, if I don't like cinnamon cider, I do want my handle to be going this direction. If I don't like it, I will just get out some copper clay, but let's see. Oh, you are nice. I like it very much. Very much. All right, so that is that. Now let me show you how I got the cream in there. And then also, I want my coffee to fill the cup. It actually isn't quite filling the cup, is it? You can see that it's in there. It's stamped perfectly, but I actually want it to fill the cup. Now they do have these little rings, but they're too close. I think I would have preferred that to be a bit bigger. Oh, they have coffee splotches in here. Huh. I didn't even notice it. I must have used these coffee splotches for our background instead of that other set. That is that old retired set. So what I need is I don't have a cinnamon cider pen, but I have a variety of browns. This one's 300. Let's see. That's pretty close. Pretty close. So we're going to just use this blending pen to extend the coffee in the cup to the rim. So you wouldn't have to, obviously. It just shows that it's down a little low. And when we go to get coffee at the coffee shop, I'm telling you, they get it right to the top. They are good. And people would probably complain if they thought they were getting shortchanged. Now, if you want to, you can get a little bit darker brown. And you could do a little edge there, kind of like that, just to sort of show that you've got, you've got liquid in there. All right, now for your cream, you have got to get a chalk writer. We used to sell this. This is Stampin's chalk marker. However, they do not carry it anymore, but if you still have one, you can buy them in the craft shop, little chalk marker. And if you have one already, don't throw it away. Just get your white craft pad and the white ink. Keep it filled up. And I just use this as a little blotter to transfer white ink over. So this is just another little technique that keeps me from having to buy a whole bunch of chalk markers. I just use this little ink pad. Now it does kind of start eating my cardstock just a tiny bit, and this tip is actually kind of fat. So if you want a nice small, I kind of needed to cover some large space here, and you can get white paint pens too. They work, and I have those as well. But if you still have a chalk marker, that will work too. Now, for the smaller areas though, I don't want to eliminate my design. So I'm going to get a white gel pen, and we're going to just go over these areas with my gel pen. So let me bring you down really close so you can see how that looks. The white gel pen is really a necessary part of adding nice little white highlights when you're coloring. This is one of my, I think, a game changer for my coloring. When I realized that many of the things that I was looking at that people had made, they didn't necessarily tell me, but I could see that they must have added a bit of white. One way you can do that is with a gel pen. This is just a jelly roll gel pen, not anything fancy. And I get this jelly roll because it seems to flow really well. You need one that's gonna flow. Okay, so there we go. Now we have our cream in our coffee. Isn't that nice? If it's not enough white, you can use your jelly roll to kind of cover it. Sometimes the chalk writer, after it dries out, is just a tiny bit on the, transparency side. Right, there is, if you are stamping on white, you won't need to do this. Only reason I needed to do this is because I didn't want to color my cup. I wanted my cup to be exactly the same color as my cardstock. So if that is your wish, you can use that and it will work. Now we're going to cut this out with the cutting machine, our little Stampin' Up cutting machine. Before I do that, I'm going to stamp the sentiment. I have no idea where I got it. It's I love your kind heart, and I don't think these have, I keep things on my desk, and I think I'm going to use this one. It's kind of long though. I want a short one, so we'll find one. Oh hey. I don't think so. I do really like that. Oh hey, that's cute. I might just do the hello there. Let's see. This one's on me. No, that's not me. Thanks so much. Maybe. It's so bland. You're the best part of my day is good. The pot. Let me show you how to do the pot. So I cut out, I have a pot already cut out, but this one and assembled has a silver one, and it's fine, but I want to put the black on it. So I've cut out the window sheet. I've cut out the handle and lid from black cardstock, and you can see I still have some other pieces in here. This is actually this is the pot, and this is the coffee inside. And on this one, I don't think I even colored this, but maybe I did, so I did it anyway. These are for other cards. I do have a tiny scrap of vellum in here because I've also done the pot with vellum, and I kind of like that as well. All right, so we're going to put that there, and now you're going to want to take, now this part, we want to just keep this glass, clear glass, so we're not going to touch that. This is going to be my coffee, so get your dark, or what you think is the closest to your cinnamon. If you're using pecan pie or copper clay or cinnamon cider, whatever you're using, you're gonna, you can't use a marker, it won't work, but use your, let me grab something I can hold this down. It's got like a tiny piece of plastic that's sticking up there. You're gonna color your, you're gonna color it, and it is gonna leave lines. Now that's looking too greenish. That one was, that was 300. So we're gonna go with 200. Not on the bullet tip. You want the painty tip. Let's see. Oh yeah, that's better. Now it is gonna look liquidy, which is good. You want it to look liquidy. That's fine, but try to go in the way it would if it was liquid or water or whatever. Okay. You can see I'm kind of making a mess here, but that's okay. It can look like there's liquid. In fact, that's actually a plus. I don't want it to be too foamy looking. Foamy coffee's fine if it's an espresso, but if it's in a pot, you don't necessarily want it to be too foamy. So I am just continuing to color until I have it looking kind of the way I want it. And it's rough right here. When I cut it, it left a little rough edge, so I'm having trouble with it right there. Okay, so after I finally get this, you could use ink. I wouldn't. I mean, I would use this blending pen. You're gonna have better luck with it. There we go. Now I'm finally getting it a little bit better. All right, now I am really quickly, I want to clean up my mess before that permanently marks up my board, because that sticks pretty good. And so we get that cleaned off. Now I want this in my coffee pot. So where did I put my coffee pot? Good question. Did I stick it back in the... I don't feel it. There you are. There you are. All right, so I want the liquidy part to be stuck in between so it's sandwiched so I can hold on to it. It's not going to be a big deal here. We are going to put the handle on. And then that's going to help me kind of get a better idea. I got my handle backwards. I should have cut it the other direction. We're going to do it this way, even though that's kind of backwards. Why is that? What's the deal? Did I cut the wrong piece? What happened here? No, this is the wrong, oh, I've got it backwards. There we go. Man, my brain. I haven't used this in a while. Okay, so this is here. Yes. All right, so if you put, let me put a piece of my cardstock under here so you can kind of see what I'm doing. When you have a clear piece like this, it's hard to even see. I don't want this glue to show, so I'm going to be putting the glue on my handle first. I would use glue. I wouldn't use tape. You could, but it's such a skinny piece. I think it might be a little hard to do. And so oops, I didn't need it on my handle. Let's get that off because I'm not ready to glue it onto the card yet. I just need it there to get this right on my pot. Okay, now if my glue comes out like it did, I'm going to just wipe it off a little bit with my little handy wipe because I really don't want my pot to look messy. This clear window sheet is really nice. And to get it to actually look like it's curving, you need to put this first in there. So we're going to put the glue like here. Well, let me see. Where do I want it? I want it there. We're going to have to put some glue on here because I do need it to stick. We're going to just put a little bit of glue there and a little there. Now, it's going to look a little messy until it dries. Once it dries, you really won't see it. And then just place your pot right where you want it. You want to be able to see the pot sides, you know. Once you get it on there, you can kind of move it a little bit, a little. Your hands are not, remember, the inky part is on top. So kind of move it a bit. You don't want to get any of that glue on the outside, though. Squeeze it. I'm going to push it down so that that glue moves around. And then it's going to be a little less visible. Now, and when it dries, you're not going to see it at all. I'm going to turn it over and clean off any excess. And I got it. I just don't want it to look like there's glue there. All right, so I'm going to let this dry. Let's put my pot lid on. Make sure I'm getting it the correct way. There's barely enough plastic to get it right there. So we're going to put the pot lid on. There we go. Isn't that cute? I really like this set. It's so cute. And then after it dries, oops, it stuck to my finger pretty good. After the pot dries, then we can kind of mold it a little bit, but we need to make sure that my lid and my coffee in there is dry and sticking. So while this dries, I'm gonna cut out our cup and let's stamp the sentiment. Okay, let's grab our Calypso Coral back again. What did I do with it? Calypso Coral, there you are. I love your kind heart. I like that one. It's pretty cute. We could do, this is too fat. I don't want that one. I want one line. And so I'm going to go to a different set and see if I can find something I like. I'm not seeing anything I like. I'm seeing a bunch of things. I'm just not seeing one that I like. I should have got this out earlier. Okay, here's one. All right, we will do Lasting Joy is good. And we can do For You. I did miss somebody's birthday. That's probably what I should be doing. I'm so thankful. I think I'll do the I'm so thankful. I like that one. I'm so thankful. I'm so thankful you're in my life. And I can put the you're in my life on the inside. Won't that be nice? Okay. I'm so thankful. Where are you? Oh, right there. It's the one I've used the most. Of course. All right. Do I want to do cinnamon cider? No, I don't. Because cinnamon cider is not really in the cardstock at all. It's just in the coffee on this card. Okay. All right, I saw on our, I had so much email. When you were gone from home, do you get a ton of email? Oh my goodness. It's like so much. And I was going on pretty regularly and eliminating emails. Now, I'm not sure what set this is. I think this is from the old fern one that retired. Let me see, because I got it on this side. Those ferns. Yes, the wild ferns. That's what this little label die is. So we're going to use that. And the cup. Now, the cup would be easy to cut out, but oh boy, you don't want to, because you can just use your die. I really like this set because they're there's little teeny coffee cups in there. Very cute. Very cute. Jeff and I had two little bunny rabbits that were happily using our yard while we were gone. And I didn't really see too much damage, but I told Jeff, do not feed the bunnies. I know, they're so cute. One was actually not as cute because he was so big, but they were still pretty cute. You know, a bunny's pretty cute, even if he's a big bunny. The little one was funny. Jeff laughed hysterically because I was chasing it around. It could not find the way it got in. I mean, it's not like it's that hard. There's entrances to our garden all over the place. But it kept running back towards the house, and I kept saying, you idiot bunny, get out of there. There's no way out there. But he wasn't paying any attention to me. So that was fun and exciting. I'm so thankful. That fits perfect. Very nice. So you want to stamp first before cutting out your sentiments. Sometimes you have to cut out first just because, you know, maybe you're borrowing someone's die, or you're just trying to pre-assemble things and get it ready to be put together. But if you can wait to do it, it's always better if you can stamp that sentiment first, and then you're going to get it nice and straight. Okay, so now we're ready to assemble. So we've got that, we've got this. Let's put, oh, I've got to trim this. So what were my dimensions? Do you remember? What were they? I know they are not for, well, we're going to do the side first and get that, I think I'll get that little smudge spot off first. And then we're going to get this top part off there. And we're going to get this bottom. That's getting pretty short. Let's not get that bottom. Let's see what we've got. Oh yeah, we still got room to trim quite a lot. So I can trim this the way I want. And we ended up with 3, looks like 3 5/3. That's pretty good actually. But I need like, oh, a good 1/8 off of this edge. One of the edges. Let's do this edge right here. So you're just trimming it to get it to fit the piece you've got, and depending on your dimensions, you just want it to, you know, match. I have sort of flamingo on this card because I use that ink, but I kind of like this calypso floral too. I'm not sure if I like it as well, but we're gonna live with it. Just glue that on there. And then we're going to glue the circle right here. I don't want anything too terribly layered up because the coffee pot and all is going to be dimensionaled up. So that we want glued flat. This Latte Love set came with some latte embellishments that are really cool. Let me see if I can find them. I might have used a lot of them up. And of course I'm not seeing them. I know they're here somewhere because I didn't use all of them. There you are. So they're the Latte Love embellished die, you know. It's these latte ones. The vanilla ones are nice. These are nice. I love the latte ones. It just has a little bit of brown swirl on dark chocolatey brown swirl on that other swirl. I love it. Nice. So take your dimensionals. We'll put a couple under the cup. And we'll put our little cup right here. Okay, and then we've got our coffee pot. Now you can still see my glue a little bit, but that will dry darker and clear. You won't see it. You can't see it here, right? And that's what I did. Now, I don't want to see any dimensional, obviously, under here, but I do kind of want it up. If you want to curve your pot, you're just going to have to kind of force it. I would wait until it dried really good before doing that. But you can see you can kind of curl this. Even though it's plastic, you can kind of curl it. Now, you don't want your handle curled, but if you get the pot and curve it a bit, you're going to like it. We'll get the handle up. I'm going to actually, I'm going to glue the handle down. And then we're going to put dimensionals right here and here, little mini ones. And I've got these black ones that are going to work perfect right there. So I think the black ones, even if they show up a little bit through there, you're not gonna really see them. Oops, it's too far up. There we go. Little black dimensionals. And then I'm going to put one more. Let's just make sure we get them on there good. There. I don't think I need another one there. And then I'm going to glue the handle on. I'm just gluing the handle on because it's pretty little and I don't want it tearing off. Sometimes when your things go through the mail, it's a little rough. On everything. Okay, so we're going to set that right there. Okay, so that just raises that up just a little bit, right? But my handle is flat, and then we're going to put the sentiment right over the pot. And my email, I saw that Big Whiskies it said that it's almost Whiskey Day. Almost. Whiskey Day. I didn't know there was a Whiskey Day. And after all of the news I've been reading about what the Democrats have been up to, maybe all of us would like to know about when Whiskey Day is coming. I think we'll put it right there. Just today, can you believe it? I heard that there's evidence, Heritage Foundation, which is a very good conservative group, has documentary proof. Let's see if it ever amounts to anything. That the Biden administration is in the process of already trying to steal the 2024 election. Imagine that. That would never happen. With illegal voting and dead people voting. Imagine that too. That's never happened before. Oh, so then Whiskey Day, that sounds like a good plan after you've voted the rascals out. I think Whiskey Day is this month though, so that doesn't really work. All right, so we're going to take all of our cute little lattes. Every day when I'm listening to the news, I just get so mad. Thinking that judge who is persecuting President Trump, you know, it's just a good thing that the conservatives don't respond the way the others do in the other party, because otherwise that judge would be not alive probably today, sadly. We will just go ahead with the way called the law. We'll do it the legal way. The right way. All right, so that is so sweet. I am so thankful. Look at you. You're so cute. All right, so that one is done. Let's go on to another one. Are you ready? Are you ready to go? Jeff and I have been, now that we're back home and not having to watch hotel TV, thankfully, we are enjoying our BattleBots again. So we are ready to rumble with BattleBots or whatever. Now here's this one. I did the backgrounds exactly the same, just different, you know, order of the cups and sentiment. So on this one, I actually put some more of my coffee beans. So let's do that one, okay, so that I'm not confused. I'm going to put that one away. And we'll do the background on this. So we've got our regular cardstock, again, 5.5 by 8.5, scored at 4.25. I've got my cinnamon cider. Why do I have 2 pieces? I don't know. But I do. We've got cinnamon cider, 4.25 by 5.5. So we will glue that one on. That one looks a bit on the short side. Let's try this one, see if it's a tiny bit larger. It is. So we'll glue that one on. And then we will stamp that background. So when I was talking to you about texture techniques, there's different ways of creating texture. You can actually get the tactile texture that is done with an embossing folder. We're going to do that later, so stick around. Like and share my videos. I would sure appreciate that. That doesn't mean that anything is going to happen particularly, except that it just shows Stampin' Up! And Facebook that there is someone watching. Because there always is. I just don't always hear about it until later. And it's kind of nice to know about that. Now this one we're going to do 4 inches by 5.25. That's going to be our background piece. So let me show you how I did that. I took the, you got this big background, and we're going to need the big block on that one. Okay, this is the old style, not very clingy. I kind of had to add some of my own repositionable glue to it because it's kind of not sticking as much as it could. I'm using Pretty Peacock. I love this color with brown, and as soon as I saw this set, I knew I was going to want to use Pretty Peacock, and that's another reason I did not buy the DSP, but it is still available. It is on low inventory. This whole set is. And I wouldn't wait. It's going to not last, you know. So if you like it, you better get it. I'll turn in this upside down, I think. Make sure I've got it on the right side. So we're just going to stamp that right here in the middle. Nice and dark. Oh, you are nice. Very nice. Get all of that off. And now we get to just have fun with the others. So this is how you can add texture by not adding an embossing folder, but by actually adding the texture of different objects just using your ink. We don't think about it as texture very often, but it actually does add a kind of a texture. So I think because I really wanted my little cross hatches, and the coffee splotches are probably the primary thing I want to make sure I have on here. So there's your coffee splotch right there in your latte cup. We're going to use one of these, and I just stamped the Pretty Peacock, colored Pretty Peacock blending pens on the outside, colored my this is cinnamon cider or copper clay. You can see it's copper clay. It's not cinnamon cider, but it's gonna be close enough. I might have to do another cup, so I'm seeing 1 cup. So we might have to do another one, or I might just do a different design, we'll see. And then, trying to keep everything in order here, we've got our coffee splotch with cinnamon cider. Okay, so I'm gonna do those full strength, I think, right on here. And you know, you don't have to be all that careful. Now I am going to go off the edge some, and it's not gonna actually cover, you know, it's not gonna match my pattern. I'm gonna do that again because I kind of flubbed it. Okay, you can get it right in there. This is just so random. It's just however you want to do it. But I want to save enough room, of course, for my other things. I want those coffee beans in here. Those are so cute. So you've got where are they? Where's the coffee bean? Oh, it's just one coffee bean? Oh, you're kidding me. It is, it's one coffee bean. I think I have another coffee set, an old one from Stampin' Up that has more than one coffee bean, but whatever. Look at a teeny tiny. I think these teeny tiny blocks are going away. I've got little teeny tiny ones. I like them. So if they're going away, I'm sorry. You might want them. Actually, let's save that. We want to get our cross hatch piece in there before I stamp all of that. So that is from Circle Celebration, this little circle. I've got a bunch of extras there. We're going to just do it on the back side of my little coffee bean. Okay, so very randomly. Okay, that's pretty good. I think we'll leave that. Clean it up. Very, very cute. Yeah, let's see here. Apparently, did you know that our Assistant Attorney General actually was arrested one time for almost cutting off her husband's finger? Now, these are all things that she's lied about. That's just one thing. She lied under oath about that, though. So I'm hoping that more and more people will pay attention to these realities that they're faced with when they look at the campuses going nuts with anti-Semitism and all that. Our daughter-in-law and, oh, that's a pretty peacock. We don't want that. Now, I did do a swirl. Look at that cute little swirl. Is that also from, I'm not sure where that swirl came from. I always have a whole bunch of flower stamps laying around. And in fact, there's even one here in this Lasting Joy. Let's just use it. Whatever I happen to have on my desk is what I will use. And I have no idea what that swirl's from. There we go. There, we'll use this one just to get a little bit of floral in there. Isn't that cute? Oh, it's just a little bit daintier, you know. If you move your stamp around, then it will look less like it was also planned. So do move it about a bit, like that. Very cute. We'll do one here. I like to make sure I have my corners, something going there on the corner, maybe there. It is nice to see summer coming. So nice. My Storyworth question for the week was, what activities have gained new meaning for you as you've gotten older? What are your activities that have gotten that are new meaning as you've gotten older? It's actually a really good question, but wow, in the light of politics right now, it's like, oh, I don't know if you want to answer that question right now. I think that things need to calm down a bit. Then maybe I can answer it in a better way. Okay, let's see here. Little flowers are always, little flowers or little birds. Those are my go-tos. Okay, so we've got our cross hatches, got our little flowers. I want plenty of room for my coffee beans, so we'll put one more little part of a petal, and then that's good. Okay, and now we can do our coffee bean. She's still waiting for me patiently. I don't know. One thing that has gained importance is not supporting absolutely crazy things. I never had to worry about that before. We would take our kids to Disneyland. You would buy whatever product you wanted. I do remember not shopping at Target a long time ago and not ever buying Levi jeans again when they were persecuted. Their nutty groups were persecuting the Boy Scouts, which they totally took over and then destroyed. So, wow. I guess it hasn't, these things came once in a blue moon, you know. They didn't happen often. I didn't have to think about it very often. Now, it's like every week you hear about some other atrocity being perpetrated on women or children. And men, but anyhow, so it is odd. There are many things that have gained importance, but more things have gained unimportance. More things are I don't know why I thought that was such a big deal. But in light of the things that are important, I found, because I decided, okay, I guess even though I've only bought Dove soap for 42 years, since I was 18, I think, was when I first started buying my own soap. I felt so proud to just not have to buy the family soap anymore and buy what I wanted. And my grandmother had actually used Dove soap, and I kind of have sensitive skin, and I like the smell of it. And my family used deodorant soap, which always left this weird film, and I hated it. So yeah, very nice to be able to buy it. But now, can't buy Dove soap anymore, so that's fine and dandy. I found a soap place in Branson, Missouri called Lori's Soap. And we are happily getting that now. So our coffee bean, it has the outline, but I am not seeing sometimes this will come with a fill color, but I'm not seeing that. So you're going to actually need to take if you want your coffee beans to be colored in, you are going to have to actually, that's way too dark. Let's use ivory. I bet ivory will be the right color for this. Yes. So we can get our little coffee beans all colored in. You don't have to be super careful. It'll be fine. And so I'm waiting for my first soap shipment. It's nice to live at this later stage of life where I could afford to do that. I cannot. We would have Jeff found a soap called Kirkwood. It's not Kirkland, it's Kirkwood. A nice Tennessee family that makes soap that he liked. So that's his soap. I got my own soap. All right, so that's going on there. I don't know. I still think I like the copper clay better than the cinnamon cider, but that's okay. All right, that's looking pretty good. I like it. Now, what do you think? Do you like doing your own backgrounds? I think a lot of us do. When you have so many, this is why we collect stamps and why we are demonstrators, because we can collect stamps and then you can make all of your own backgrounds yourself. And you can use the other ones when you want to, but you don't have to. Okay, very nice. So I did have this one here with dimensionals. And again, that was just stamped with my pretty peacock and then colored in. And that one was copper clay and this one is cinnamon cider, stamped and colored in. If you do it on white cardstock, then you don't have to get out that gel pen for your coffee cup. And that white cream looks actually much more like white cream. All right, I'm going to just do 1 cup here, and then we'll do the sentiment. We better do the sentiment. I think I'll put the cup on after I do the sentiment. How's that? In fact, we have a pretty good one already stamped. Maybe I'll do this with this. No, we'll do it this way. And Latte Love, where are you? There you are. Let's do You're the Best Part of My Day. That will work on that one. With cinnamon cider. Because cinnamon, well, no, let's not do, because I've got cinnamon cider on the background, I've got a lot of cinnamon cider going here, so let's do Pretty Peacock on this one. And I'm going to do it this way. And I'm going to do something on the bottom here. I'll just put the cup on the bottom or something, you know, just to make that work better, because that's a pretty big sentiment for that pretty big label die that I used. Whatever that one is, I have no idea. It was just one I had laying out here on my desk. So we're going to use that. Stick you there. And we can put the cup on here. Now we could do another coffee pot. That would be fine. But I do like just this. Now, we do have those cute little dies that make those little coffee cups. Those are cute, too. I'm just going to do this. So it's a little different. For this one, I stamped it with copper clay, the cup, and then stamped the little fill part with copper clay. And I used my gel pen, I think, a little on that white, because that looks pretty white. Colored it with my Pretty Peacock blending pen. Excuse me. Oh, good. That's cute. I'm gonna sneeze. Excuse me. Wow, I'm not sure what's going on with my allergies, but something. All right, so I put a dimensional there to make this nice and level. We'll put a little glue on that part of it, and the glue can go there. The dimensional can go there, and that will get the cup to stay down nicely. Now, we do have, and if I had thought of it, I would have done it, this little coffee steam I could have had coming up onto my sentiment. That would look really good, but I would have needed to do that before I actually attached the sentiment. Now I can't stamp it. There is a spoon. That would be really cute here too. A little spoon in here. There's also a little leaf, you know. There's all kinds of things. So you could probably do something else very, very cute and simple right here. But I'm going to leave it at that. Isn't that sweet? Now we have one more, last one. This one is even simpler in some ways. It's a slim card. I love doing these slim cards, don't you? One of my teammates is the one who got me started on these slim cards. I had not been doing them very often. Very rarely, but she liked them, and I realized, you know, I like them too. They're pretty cool. So what I wanted to do is do texture. So we've got texture stamps with the circles and the squares. So we're gonna, you could use the circle from your cup to get the same circle, just don't use the handle. You could mask that off and stamp that. But because I have other stamps, I'm gonna use them. So I'm gonna use my circle from the Textures and Frames. This is an old Celebration one. Like, oh, I don't know, not that long ago. Long ago enough that I stuck the stamps right on the case. I think when they first introduced that concept, I was doing that, and now I just never do it that way anymore because it's not how I function. Some people just function differently than others, and I like to take all of the stamps out. I just like them out. All right, so I'm going to use this circle rim, and first of all, I'm going to use my cinnamon cider again, and we're going to stamp circles on here. So I've got not only the stamps that are the texture part of this, I don't like those circles as well. I'm going to go grab the circle one that I actually used on this set. That one it's too fat. It's way too fat. I like that little rim circle. I got this out because it was one that I thought you might have on hand. But I actually used a swirls one. Where is it? Simply Frames. Where are you, swirls? Swirls, swirls. Where are you? Maybe I have it out. Yes, Sweetly Swirled. That's the one, the little one. The little Sweetly Swirled. Okay, so we're going to do you here and one here. I'm trying to kind of match up what I've done, just so that I don't have to think about it. When I am designing my background, you know, I have been doing this a long time. When I first started, I would do backgrounds and practice first to get, you know, what I really liked. And then I would do the card. I would practice on scrap. If you don't feel confident to do that, just use scrap paper. Don't even use cardstock. Just practice. The best idea I can give you is to just always practice a little bit. You don't even have to spend a lot of time. Just practice a little bit to kind of get your design in mind if you are doing something you haven't seen. Now, if you're just copying something, go for it. It's going to turn out great. Usually, if you have an error along the way, you will be able to adjust it without a lot of difficulty. So just go for it. Now, for the square, I'm using this square from Watercolor Shapes. I love this set. This is so nice. We're doing all kinds of really cool techniques with, and then I don't have to be wasting my time with masking and. Okay, I'm gonna do the straight on. Oh, that's not even it because this is much smaller than this. What one did I use? I thought it was that. What did I use? That is so funny. I bet you I used it out of some set, a square that was in some other set. Well, I don't see it, and I'm not going to hunt it down, so we're just gonna have a larger. Do we have a smaller square? No. That is hilarious. Okay, we're using this one. So we're going there, full strength, and then like that. And then I'm going to just have to, I wanted 3, but I think we're only going to get 2 on here. I mean, that's kind of going to be hard to fit on more. So maybe I'll do one more here like this and like that to kind of get something up there. That is so funny. I wonder where I got my littler square. I don't know. It's probably from some new set. And I had it on my desk and thought, oh, that is good. I'll just stick that on there. All right. So that is that. Let's clean that off. And then the coffee beans. Now this time I am not going to color the coffee beans, so that goes a lot faster. And then we are going to do the final texture, which is this embossing folder. Now you can see this embossing folder is much bigger than our normal one. Our normal one's about here to here. It's the size of a regular card. This one, normally I would have to do it 2 times. So I used my cane embossing folder on this, or maybe this was the rope one. I used the rope one, and then I had to emboss it 2 times. When you emboss it 2 times, though, sometimes you get weird lines, and I have to kind of fix it and go over it with the embossing folder again. With this new, nice, large one, I can do a slim card. And the swirl, ooh, this is so swirly, is going to be perfect for embossing anything that has to do with liquid, right? Anything you're doing with liquid is going to look great. So we'll use our little coffee bean. I might even use that splotch again. I kind of like that splotch. But we'll do the coffee bean first. Okay, so we want our little beans to go in here. They kind of have to go. I guess I don't really want them on my lines, because then I would feel like I had to color them. So if I don't put them on the lines, I think we'll be in better shape. You know, this is the one I really want to use, that guilty pleasure sentiment. My sister is really careful about the things that she eats and drinks. She's always got allergies. She always has. And, you know, so she has to be careful. But I'm telling you, do not get between her and her coffee. And I like that too. It's like, wow, if I'm on vacation, I better be able to get a good cup of coffee. If I can't, I can survive. Jeff will hear me grumbling. Others might not. Man, gotta have my coffee. My daughter and my son-in-law got me hooked on better coffee. So it's like, it's gotta be good coffee. I used to be happy with not great coffee, and I didn't drink a lot of it. Now I like it, and it's good, and I want good coffee. All right, so we've got our squares. They're the bigger ones. I don't know what happened there. Got our coffee beans. I have this swirl. Now, this swirl is one that I have had for ages. Ooh, I don't have the label on it. So sorry. What's it say? It just says design. This is an old Stampin' Up! One. Oh, here it is. It's called Pizzazz Border. It's an old Stampin' Up! One. Squiggle, I wrote on it, so I would know what it is. I use this one, actually. I've had it, I'm sure, since the 80s. And I really like it. So we're going to put that on here somewhere. Let's do it like right there. Okay, so now we have our squiggle on there. I don't know that we needed our squiggle. I just like that squiggle. It's cute. And so other things that have gained importance to you as you've gotten older. I'm praying. That really is the thing that has gained importance a great deal. It's very comforting to know that God cares and He's working on it, and you're going to be okay. Even if it's not turning out the way you're asking Him, it's going to be okay. That is a huge comfort. So I'm going to use this. I want to make sure I've got it the right direction. I always do these upside down. Have your label up so you are getting it the way you want. I'm going to check my swirls. I kind of want it swirled like that. We'll just live with however it swirls. This is a pretty thin one. I think for this sandwich, your embossing folders take different things. I think for this one, I'm going to use my magnetic plate and the blue embossing folder cover. I think that's going to go through. It does perfectly because it's pretty thin. If this was a 3D embossing folder, though, I would need to use my white base that came with this machine. This magnetic one is one that I purchased elsewhere, and it's a little bit fatter than our normal one. Doesn't that look good, those swirls? Don't you love that? Oh, yeah. This is good. I might have it up this way this time. All right, so let's do our dimensions really quickly. Here's my ruler. This card is 3.5 inches wide by 8 1/4. 8 1/4. So this is 8 inches long and 3 1/4 across. And again, this is just white cardstock. And this is Pretty Peacock. So we'll glue our Pretty Peacock on here. Praying and going to church and being part of a small group. You know, it's, even if you feel like I have a lot of friends and family, I don't need to be part of a church small group. You do. I'm the kind of person who has a lot of people in my life already, so I don't always feel the need to add friendships, but you need your church small group. You just do. So, now you can use either side. I kind of like this side. It's raising that up. So I might like this folder upside down just as much as the right way. It's good to know. I do really like this folder. It's nice to be able to be part of a small group where everybody is as equally enthusiastic about Jesus Christ. I know this sounds funny, but if you've been going to church for a while, you will know that I remember when we were doing a small group with our pastor in another church a long time ago. He said, you know, the funny thing is we're doing these small groups. It's all working out great. Most people are really happy with the material we're using, but I just heard somebody say, what? Our stuff is about Jesus again? Why are we doing so many? Why are we always studying things about Jesus? It's like, well, I don't know. It might have to do with the fact that we are Christians. I don't know. There might be some reason why. All right, the things you hear when you're a minister, that was a funny thing to share. So thankfully, he did not share negative stuff, because I'm positive there was abundance of that too. They were people, you know. We're all just people trying to get along. So I love the little coffee, this little French press. Isn't this cute? I love it. So you're doing it the same way. I cut out the window pane. I see I have a little bit of glue or something on there. I cut out the window pane for my little glass carafe. And then I cut out the little coffee fill part that goes with that. And let me get a scrap of cardstock so you can see these things. And then we're going to take this pen again. I think this is the one I used. No, where's the darkest one? I used this one. This is a dark one. This is number 100. I either used 100 or 200. These are called natural pens. They're blending pens. I'm sure they're in the catalog. Let's go ahead and color you in. I do use my something. I use a tweezer, so you can use anything you want just to kind of hang on to it while you're coloring, without getting your hands too inky. There's a lady who has a stamp team called Getting Inky, right? Do you know who that is? What a great name. I think that's her company name. I think that is so clever. I'm not clever enough for anything like that. That's why I'm called Kathy Crow's Cards. It's like, could I have thought about it a little bit more? No, because when I started doing that, I had no idea this was going to last for years. I thought I was in this for like a couple of years tops. Probably not even 3 months. And there you go. I love it. It's great. All right. So this is going to go onto the side here somehow so that it can dry. And then I can get my board clean off. And we are almost done. I have this, for me, this is a lot of cards to make in one go. Normally, I take a lot of time to do these things. These are just super, super easy. All right, so I'm going to just put a tiny, tiny bit of glue I'm going to do it like right here there, and I'm going to do it on this corner, maybe, and this corner. I don't need a lot. You know it's going to squish out a bit. And then you're just going to position this in here where you want it on your little carafe. Come on. You can do it. I don't know why you won't stick to my plastic, but you're sure not wanting to. And now we have our coffee in there. Okay, I'm going to get that there. You are not sticking. Why? Maybe my ink wasn't really glued in there good enough. I mean, dried. It wasn't dried enough. Yeah, I'm sure that was it. That's so funny. You're in a rush, you know. When I'm doing this on my own, I don't have to rush. That is hilarious. That did not want to stay. I think it's staying now. We'll see. And then you're going to just take this and glue this right on here. All right, I'm going to glue just this bottom part of the rim there. And then just that little bit there, that little bit there, a little bit there. Once this is on there, then it kind of stabilizes your little coffee press, and you can work with it a bit. Very cute. I value honesty, like being honest with people, more than I did. What are some things? What was the prompt again? I forget the Storyworth prompt. It was, oh, what activities? So that's not really attitudes or that sort. It's activities. I don't know. Activities. That's. I don't have a lot of activities. I do card making, and I ride my bike, and I garden. So I don't have a lot of activities. So the things that we value more are the things we do with our kids, I think. All right, so I'm going to leave that there, let that dry. And we're going to look at our card and get this figured out. Now I have 3 cups, and I'm not making more cups because I just don't want to take the time to do it. It's super simple, but I think I don't really need them. This is a pretty busy card deal anyway. My press is gonna go like here. I kind of wanted it on my cup though. Yeah, I'm gonna have to do a cup because that's just the way I am. And so, let's grab a scrap of white. We're gonna do Enjoy Your Day. Where is that? No, we're not, because I don't see it, and I do have hello there. Let's catch up. We're gonna do just the hello there part. So let's catch up is cute though. I bet you I could send this to our friends that we never see anymore, who live in Washington State. Oh, do you remember what I was going to do? We're going to do the hello there, just that part. So don't ink up your sentiment on the bottom. We're just going to do that hello there. And then I'm going to just take my little cloth and do this to make sure. My tissue to dry that off. And then we're going to do this there. So there's my sentiment. I am going to stamp the other part of it that I wanted. Remember? What was that other one that I found in my pattern play? Fill the day with all your guilty pleasures. That could go on the inside. It's very, very long. So let's see. That's too long to go on this whole card. We're going to have to divide this up. So let's put it on a skinny block. And we're going to do this. Fill the day with all. Okay, so we're going to do fill the day with all. Oops, I want all the word all. Oh, that's a big glob right there. That could have been very bad. I think we're going to, oh, you know what I think we're going to do? Oh, I can't do it because I've already embossed. You know, it's not going to work like that. That would have been really good to do on the side. Oh, well. We're going to do this right there. And then we'll just stamp the rest of it right below. Fill the day with all your guilty pleasures. That sounds so bad. You know, there's a C.S. Lewis quote that says, it's from The Weight of Glory. And I don't remember the whole quote, which you're going to be thankful for, I'm sure. But something about, isn't the humans are, you know, trying to find so many, it isn't that humans want so much, it's that we're happy with so little. And we're messing around with mud pies, he says, instead of, you know, all the wondrous things, you know, that God has in store for us. I don't remember what the whole quote is. It's something like that, and it's very, very clever. That's what this is about. Fill the day with your guilty pleasures that aren't really guilty at all. You just think they are because you are so focused on things that are not of God. Let's put a little heart on it, shall we? This pattern play also has this cute little heart. And I think we'll do our little heart with brown instead of peacock. We'll go like that. There you are. So sweet. Okay. I am fairly near the end. So good to have you with me. I do really appreciate it. Oh, we have an outline for those hearts. I could have done it with peacock, but that's okay. We'll just leave it at that. Now, Stylish Shapes dies. These are ones that you definitely want. It has this wonderful little flag, which I often use, but I think the flag is too skinny for this because I made it kind of fat. That one's going to fit perfectly. That is those, it's those wild fern dies. All right, so we're going to put that there. And that's going to have to turn because my magnet's not accepting that. Like that. So cute. Silver Dollar City has this thing going on, and before we leave for other plans in June, they have their Fiddles and Vittles bluegrass thing going on. Fiddles and Vittles. Doesn't that sound good? The Vittles is a barbecue. They are having a good old-fashioned Southern barbecue special. I don't know how that's gonna, whether we'll get in on that, but it sounds delicious. But the fiddle part sounds really fun. Okay, isn't this cute? Even without all of my coffee cups, I think I'm going to like this. So we can put this here. We can put a cup here. We can put our little French press up here. I do want 2 cups. I do want 2 cups. 1 cup's not quite enough. Go like that and like that. And like that, but we do need 2 cups. All right, so let's attach some things. I'm gonna put this on. Let's do this first. Now in the card I did, I had this up here, this went here, and then we had this there. And that actually looks pretty good, and then I wouldn't have to do 2 cups. For your sake, I won't, but I do like the 3 cups, especially with a slim card. I like, if you're gonna have one big stamp set in here, that's great. But if you're doing all these little things, I like 3s or 5s. That's just a general deal. If you're doing stamps or embellishments or anything, you want groups of odd numbers. So I like to do 3. If they're very small, you could do 5 or 7 if they were teeny tiny. But actually, I think I'm going to be okay with breaking the rule here with this. This looks okay. So we'll just do this up here on the top, and then you can get out and on with your day. If you, in the comments, you want to leave a message about what are the things that you have found as you've gotten older to have gained importance in your life, I would appreciate reading them. You have a lot of insight. I've learned, and this is on a totally different topic, but I've learned so much about stamping from all of my audience. You guys are so kind. And to be following me and finding out what I'm doing. Appreciate it very much. And I have learned a ton. Now, again, now here I can kind of, I'm going to stick the top of that on, but not not the very top, so I can use my black mini embellishment, or dimensional, and the whole lid. These are pretty skinny, so I think I'm gonna have to trim. I'm gonna have to do a little trim there. And that might even be too fat. I think I can do that on the handle. I hope it's not too fat for my handle. And then we can put one down here. Maybe I'll just divide it in half. And we'll put one piece there where make sure I'm getting the back side. So hopefully that won't show. Oh, I can see it just a little bit. And it came off. Can you believe that is not sticking? That is so crazy. I did not have that trouble before. I don't know why it's not drying very well, but it isn't. So funny. I'm just impatient. I'll stick you here. And one more. Little tiny embellishments. I've got hummingbirds back again, and we are so excited to see them. I've got to get my hummingbird fluid sugar water out when the feeders are put away. I need to get those out. Jeff filled the feeders before he came down to California. I flew on ahead, and the birds have been really active while we were gone. They had taken maybe it was the squirrels, I don't know, but some of the feeders looked like they'd been through the ringer. Okay. There we go, and that is that. So again, here is my Latte Love number. I did update my website, my store. I haven't really gotten to the website yet. I'm kind of still off a little bit on all of that. And twine here anywhere would look good, I think. But it's so busy, I don't think any dimensionals are needed. Not dimensionals, I mean, I don't think any embellishments are needed. So we did that one. We did that one. So I hope you enjoyed all of those today, and that you are able to take advantage of this set before it disappears, because it is going to. It is not going to last. If it's on low inventory and it's an online only exclusive, then we all know that may mean it could be soon. Hi, Dan. It's so nice to see you. So glad you guys have survived that tornado. Can you believe that? I saw that picture that Gordon put on. Oh, man. When we had the tornado warnings, and Jeff and I just had gotten home just that day, in fact, when they were coming out, and we were all snug and tucked in bed. Or downstairs anyway, where we are pretty protected. And anyhow, that picture is way too close. You don't want tornadoes that close. You don't want them that close. That was way too close. So that is the one time you guys can do that. And I'm very thankful that it didn't get anywhere near. And you might even be on, I don't know if you're even home right now. You might be. Anyway, have a wonderful day, all of you. Thank you again for liking and sharing my video. I do appreciate it. Check out the new catalog. The new join offer is always there, ready for you just for this month, though. We have until May 31 to get all of the free in-color things. So, I think I saw somebody had posted for your $99, you're getting like 200 or maybe 180 something dollars. I don't know. I get information from Canadian demonstrators and United States demonstrators, and sometimes I get them mixed up. So I am not sure what it is, but it's a good deal. I know if I was not involved already, I would be definitely interested. It's hard to pony up the money for all of the inks and everything. And oh boy, we have peach pie. Peach pie is a good one. You're going to like peach pie. Have a wonderful day. Good to see you, Sylvia. Thank you for joining. I will see you again next week. Bye.